I would not be mad if on a date if a guy picked me up wearing this. I wouldn't. I would be mad if he didn't have this on. Let's just say that. Hello, welcome back. So lovely to have you back here with me yet again. You don't know how much I missed you guys. Once again, for those of you who are just joining me, my name is Paige and I am a menswear designer. I am working on my second menswear collection called Hizstry Page 2. You get it? Page. My name's Paige. Page 1. That was last season. You can check it out in case you're curious at hizstry.com. There you will see the 5 gentlemen in which I was inspired by that season. They're lovely men, lovely. And this season there are 7 guys this time that have been my inspirations and just have taught me a lot about life, kindness, hotness. They're not hard to look at, let's just say that. You will still meet the remaining 4 guys in this whole process. You have met already Jonathan, Dominic, and Roland. Hope you like them, because I'm sure they love you. I don't know, they haven't met you guys yet, but I'm sure they would. Today's show is a little bit different. I'm very excited about this. We're still on the style fashion theme. I'm going to introduce you guys to 5 new men. Well, you might already know them. I will be sharing with you my top 5, count them, 5 celebrity men whose style made me want to know a little bit more about them based on how they're dressed, because I'm shallow like that. I do think clothes say a lot about a person, even if it doesn't necessarily say so much about your specific personality. It's kind of like a doorway into someone wanting to maybe get to know you better, maybe wanting to say hello. Maybe you'll even get a little insight to my aesthetic and what kind of things I like. I have noticed there is an overall common denominator amongst these 5 men. Maybe I'll tell you what it is, or maybe you can even just tell me what you think it is. But in the meantime, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so just so that you guys are aware, I just literally Googled these guys in terms of style, went on Pinterest and just went on Google Images, the ones that I thought were good portrayals of what these guys look like. So the first man who has made a huge impact on me in terms of just style in general, but especially in terms of menswear and how I think men should look, in my opinion, Andre 3000. How funny is it that his last name is Benjamin as well? Is he my husband or my brother? These 2 outfits alone, okay. This guy, and forgive me, like my eyes are kind of like looking at the photo, but like you essentially will be seeing it here. So this guy, he is the master of the high-waisted pant. The way he wears it with such comfort and risk, and for him to be in the hip-hop world wasn't necessarily conventional. That in and of itself was very attractive to me. And the fact that he was able to explore color in the way he did. We have the prints patterns are everything. Just this look itself is very iconic. I was a huge fan of plaid back in the day. I am a huge fan of pattern mixing when it makes sense. You have the 2 patterns mixing up. You have the pattern from the shirt peeking out from underneath the hoodie to go back to the plaid coat. Now again, 2 completely different plaids, but somehow it works. There are ways in which you can make odd appealing. He has a scarf on his head. I gotta run to the corner store to just grab something real quick, but I'm going to make sure that fashion is taking place while I go. Green Converse sneakers on to go back to the hoodie is just, yes, I say yes, Andre. Thank you. Here, he's giving a shout out to Anita Baker. For those of you who are probably too young to know who that is. Anita Baker was an R&B singer back in the day. Sweet love, sweet love. I love how personal the presentation is, because it's essentially a drawing of this woman on a cut-off hoodie. He's wearing a midriff, essentially, which again is not typically done by a man. He is a hip-hop artist, and for him to be taking these leaps and bounds, you have to congratulate him. And of course, topped off with a tarbouche hat, and it's like pink. I love pink on a man. This is really a look. Think about everything in and of itself is not so unusual. It's not so like out there. We have a pair of dark denim jeans. Okay. We have a green vest, you know, not so unusual, you know, with a white button down underneath. And then of course we have the fedora. Well, it's either a fedora or a Hamburg hat. I can't really make out so much. This is already pulling the look together. I used to be called Mad Hatter back in New York because I was really big on hats. So a hat, when in doubt, if you're not necessarily feeling yourself, put a hat on maybe. That might change the game for you. So already, as you can see, we have the green vest, the jeans, and then you put the hat on and suddenly things are coming together. But then homie was like, nah. Let me really show them something. He puts on a high boot. It's like a riding boot. a brown leather riding boot, which he tucks the jean into. Now again, this is next level. This is a look. This is the goal. This is the achievement. He's done it. I'm proud of him. This has made me so happy. And I'm like, where are these men hiding? What can I have this? Can I? One, suspenders. Suspenders or braces, which they say in Britain. The answer is always yes. Immediately, I think, pulls a look together, makes you more refined, makes you appear more classic. It's so fresh and so clean. Hey, shout out to suspenders. Something you guys need to know about me, I'm all about the high-waisted pants. In fact, I'm wearing, it's hard to see, I'm wearing these glittery sequins pants right now, and they're high-waisted. One of the more classic eras in terms of men's suiting was in the 1940s, and the fact that here Andre is showing a high-waisted pant, paying homage to that era, and doing it so well. And I will say, I'm really not a big fan of red. I'm not, except for a lip, of course. But I am adoring the fact that he is shown wearing this pop of red, just completely drawing all of your attention to this trouser, which is absolutely phenomenal. This was one of the last photos I found, and I literally stopped. I had a moment of silence. This tartan red plaid coat, oh God, paired with this black beret, and it's double-breasted. The thoughts, he makes me think about red. This is what I like. If you make me think, when you make me think, something is right. Next up, we have someone that believe it or not, I'm really not all that familiar with. I only know him based on style. In fact, the first time I was introduced to him was on one of my favorite YouTube shows called Hot Ones. Post Malone. Now, I do understand he's a musician, he's a singer, but I gotta be honest, I've never really listened to any of his music, or at least not that I'm aware of. I mean, there's a possibility, but since living in Berlin, I haven't really been as up to date with what's going on in music. The sound here is very different, or at least it's different from what I'm normally used to listening to. Whenever someone asks me if I heard this song, and I'm just like, no, I don't know what this is. And just to give them a better idea of how behind I am musically, I tend to say, oh my gosh, have you heard the latest by Rihanna, Umbrella? Enough about that. How I know Post is basically his style. This dude is telling me a story and I'm sitting waiting to hear it. And again, we're gonna get back to that common denominator in which all of these guys have, but he is showcasing it like tenfold. Again, red, not one of my favorite colors, but he's doing it. He's doing it and I'm fine with it. In fact, my favorite thing actually about this look, he's wearing a turtleneck. Guys, turtlenecks are your friends. Putting it on during the right season can completely change the game. What I love about turtlenecks is that it turns down the casual look. So if you're really casual all the time, throw a turtleneck on and suddenly it's like, okay, you're a little serious, aren't you? I think it's really sexy. And though it's a garment, it's clothing, for me it feels almost like an accessory because it just adds to it, you know what I mean? It just adds to an overall look. So this pleather, I'm thinking it's pleather, hot pink look with a turtleneck, no less. You had me at pink. Well, you had me at turtleneck, to be honest, but one of the things that Post speaks about on his interview with Evan for Hot Ones, he said he wore suits in school when he was a young boy. What I really appreciate about his style is that there is an authenticity to it. So I'm not suggesting that this isn't partly a stylist. I mean, it could be, but it's something that he's definitely approved, and I think he seems like the type of guy, just based on his look, is that he would have to maybe even give instruction as to what the stylist, if he has one, I actually didn't even do research to see if he does, should pick out. A bit more casual, a little bit more laid back, a little bit more toned down, if you will, and it's still a pink varsity jacket, and pink is so sexy on a man. It makes me think that you are a potential risk taker, at least in terms of your wardrobe. There are a lot of men who tend to be a little bit more subtle and a little bit more simple and classic in terms of colors, textures, cuts of that nature. This is a good way to maybe explore. You know, maybe it's a color that you generally wouldn't wear, pink or red or something like that. Sometimes it's about wearing all black and then maybe wearing a pink beanie. Just kind of like easing your way into that arena. Because I know, again, it's not the norm for everybody. When it's done well, it's something that I just really appreciate and love. How many right things are going on in this photo? Of course, we have the turtleneck, the black. He's doing a lot of black turtlenecks. It's probably the same one in all the photos, but black turtleneck. I think he's wearing a Gucci suit. I'm thinking that's a Gucci suit. I haven't even looked it up. This is extra. It appears that he's at the American Music Awards show, so he actually had to take it up a notch. This is cowboy country western at its absolute finest. We're talking a cerulean blue suit with, I don't know if it's an embroidered serpent or a printed serpent on the jacket. I'm guessing this is all leather. And then with these like rhinestone boots, like it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's spectacular. I would not be mad if on a date, if a guy picked me up wearing this. I wouldn't. I would be mad if he didn't have this on. Let's just say that. And of course, he has the turtleneck on to just top it all off. Now, once again, as I said, how turtlenecks tend to make things a little bit more refined and pulled together and just like shaped. Had he worn like a t-shirt or something underneath this, or just even a button down, I don't know. It just, I mean, I'm sure it would have been fine, but there is something that it just adds a little bit more, a sprinkle of a flavor. It's like a little like, oh, okay, I taste that flavor. Then there's, of course, this exaggerated rhinestone belt buckle. It literally is extra. It's extra that works. I saved the best for last. This is my favorite. It's a black and white photo. I think it's fairly safe to say that it's a white top and a black bottom. Simple enough, right? This is beautiful. The tied neck. Now we're going back to an era, right? He's wearing this tie. I think it's called a cravat, or at least it's a modern day take on the cravat, which is basically a look that was originated back in the 17th century by men. It was like the beginnings of the necktie. And the way it's displayed here, there's a delicateness about this look, which is also really intriguing and attractive, considering again that he has this very rough persona, and tattoos, when you have tattoos on your face and your neck and everything, and just like the grills and stuff. Of course, you can't really necessarily see too much in this photo. The drastic contrast of these two elements just makes this look all the more appealing. And I just want to say thank you Post. I have to check out your music after this. I mean, I already know that I'm probably gonna love it, just because if your style is anything close to the type of music that you do, I know I'm gonna be in for it. So thank you for this. Oh, hey guys, sorry for the interruption, but I started to realize this is running a bit long. I don't think I took into consideration how many looks I have for each guy, and there's still 3 more to go. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna cut this here, and we'll continue for part 2 in the next episode. How do you think that sounds, huh? Yeah? All right, so thank you for joining me. I hope you liked this. I hope you liked my picks for, so far anyway. Let me know what you thought of Post. What are your thoughts on Andre? I love them. They're so amazing. Anyway, enough about that. Feel free to leave me a comment on your thoughts on what you think so far. I look forward to reading them, as well as commenting, responding, and so I will see you next time. Toodaloo.